Hey everybody, welcome
Hello.
to Britpop's React. You're me, BP1 and BP2. Alright, this is the discussion video on the diddler, P. Diddy, and what's going on over in the US with this man.
Who knew? Quite a few people by all accounts.
Apparently. Allegedly.
Apparently so, allegedly. Well, mate, who'd have thought? One of the most influential men in hip-hop and that genre, not quite all as it seemed. I mean, to be fair, I can't name many P. Diddy songs that I actually know. Obviously, there was a Faith Evans one, wasn't there? P. Diddy, Faith Evans, I'll Be Missing You, that one.
Yeah. No, I'm the same, to be fair.
Can't really think of anything, but he was a massive sort of music mogul, hip-hop producer,
wasn't he,
artist.
Really?
Yeah. But
got in there with everyone, didn't he?
These shock revelations have come out. So we're going to go through the sort of top 10 most shocking P. Diddy details we've learned so far by Watch Mojo.
No, we've heard a little bit, but I don't know much of it. So, yeah, let's go through and watch this.
Let's see what they got to say and see
Diddy,
how shocked we are.
Puff Daddy, big-time rapper, big-time producer, big-time superstar, and now the feds at his houses in both locations.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're bringing you up to speed on the bombshell allegations levied against hip-hop mogul Sean Puff Daddy Combs. Note, the details of these cases as they've been reported have not been confirmed or denied in a court of law.
Allegedly.
And are subject to rapid change as more information is revealed. Combs is accused of physically abusing Cassie.
The first of those came from singer Cassie Ventura, known as Cassie, who accused Combs of sexual abuse and sex trafficking during the decade they were together.
Cassie Ventura's earth-shattering November 2023 lawsuit against Combs is chilling for a number of reasons. However, please be advised that the specifics it goes into are hard to stomach. Ventura's attorneys claimed that Combs, quote, often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Ms. Ventura, resulting in multiple injuries, and, quote, demanded that Ms. Ventura carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is.
And then he says, tell your girl she wants some birthday. And we were like, well, I mean, he's saying this to me, and I'm like, well, she doesn't have to have sex with you if she doesn't want to.
The lawsuit also claims that Combs' employees often witnessed his crimes, but said nothing for fear of retribution. It should be noted that Cassie was just 19 when she met Combs, sometimes referred to as P. Diddy, who was aged 37 at the time in 2005.
Quick that, you a big cat, where your chicks at, where your whips at, wherever you get stacks, I'ma fix that.
What happened to Kid Cudi's car?
Yeah, Kid Cudi. Another one.
So, obviously, really quite disturbing, especially when they said a decade. That's obviously 10 years of abuse, potentially, allegedly. Remember, everything we say and what we hear is all allegedly at this stage.
I mean, there's quite a few things going on. I mean, they reckon he was sort of involved in the Tupac killing. Suge Knight has been involved. Notorious B.I.G. involvement in that. His girlfriend, who he had 4 kids with, she apparently died of what's the word I'm thinking of?
Overdose?
No, it was something really ridiculous. It was an ailment that you shouldn't die of at the age of whatever she was, 47 or something. Pneumonia. But she had written a tell-all book about him that hadn't been released, and then suddenly sort of died of pneumonia. It's coming out that they reckon that Prince may have been involved somewhere along the way, or nefariously knocked off, and others. So it's all a bit shady, mate. All a bit very shady. So yeah, Kid Cudi. This was another one.
All right.
Yeah.
One person no one expected to catch strays in all of this legal drama was Kid Cudi. The Cleveland MC is named in Cassie's initial November 2023 legal filing, which explains that in 2011, Ventura had expressed a romantic interest in Cudi, born Scott Mescudi, via correspondence between the two. Upon discovering this, Combs allegedly assaulted Ventura and threatened to destroy Mescudi's car, specifying that he wanted his fellow rapper to bear witness to this.
No worries, the boys survive. Keep on climbing out the rubble. The now is alive.
The suit claimed that the aforementioned vehicle did indeed explode sometime later, which was then confirmed by the Day and Night singer himself. It must be noted, however, that no legal evidence tying Combs to this incident has been confirmed to exist.
I do remember this one.
Combs' sons were reportedly involved.
No, that wasn't Pete.
An amended complaint, part of a 2024 lawsuit filed against Combs, accuses not only the mogul, but his son Justin of being involved in and possibly even helping to orchestrate a 2022 shooting of one of Justin's friends at Chalice Recording Studio in Los Angeles.
See him chase his dream and to see like all of the obstacles that he had to overcome without my help, and then him doing it, you know, it's just really mind-blowing.
A little more on Rodney Jones, the man who filed the suit, to come later on. But Jones alleged that he was forced by Combs to deny the latter's involvement. Similarly, in April 2024, Combs and his other son Christian were sued by Grace O'Marcaig, who accused them of covering up a sexual assault committed against her by Christian. Cassie isn't Combs' only accuser.
I don't think people understand what it's like to be traumatized by somebody famous and rich, because you can't get away from them.
Cassie Ventura's lawsuit against Combs was only the beginning. As soon as she went public with her story, others soon started to come forward. A pattern probably not unfamiliar to those with knowledge of the Me Too movement.
And every right.
To show a common scheme or plan, a lack of mistake, that Sean Combs is allegedly a person who uses violence and drugs and sexual abuse to harm his victims.
After Combs and Ventura moved to settle the latter suit out of court, the rapper was immediately hit with 2 more lawsuits alleging similar misconduct. More on the sordid details of one of those cases soon.
No smoke without fire.
Was filed against Combs in December, and as of May 2024, 3 more motions have been filed in New York, all bearing signs of the now disturbingly familiar allegations.
In her lawsuit, McKinney says later that night at Combs' recording studio, she was pressured to consume alcohol and marijuana, including a joint she claims was laced.
Cassie's medical records were supposedly sent directly to Combs. In no uncertain terms, Cassie's lawsuit against Combs accuses him of attempting to, quote, exert ownership.
Now, there's things that you can say you know, or he said, she said, where's the proof? But if you got proof of him looking at medical records... that's not right.
Well, no, I mean, like I say, what's, you know, since this is all blown up, you know, and the places got raided, everywhere, I mean, everywhere was CCTV'd up. So everything that was going on in these places was being recorded. You know, they've got mountains of sort of hard drives, fire sticks. A lot of people implicated, you know, they're all getting a bit worried now. So what did they do? And, you know, how much their involvement's going to come along. So, yes, all of it... the onion peel, isn't it? It's all sort of starting to unravel a bit now.
And maintain a degree of control over various aspects of her life. The suit itself names a specific example in which, quote, potentially due to excessive drug use and or head injuries caused by Mr. Combs' beatings, Ventura began to experience memory loss and sought out an MRI as a means of identifying its root cause. Illustrating this, quote, ownership Combs supposedly felt he had over Cassie, the suit alleges that the results of this MRI were routed directly to his personal email address.
All I witnessed was him walking into the room and saying, where the is she? And I didn't know what was going on because I was like, I just woke up from a slumber.
Multiple lawsuits associate Combs with creating and distributing explicit material for revenge.
A Syracuse University college student says that Sean Diddy Combs took her out to dinner, that she was drugged, and that she was drugged for the purpose of a sexual assault, and that she was so drugged that she could not fight back.
According to a motion filed in New York State at the end of April 2024, Joy Dickerson Neal claims that Combs, as per his alleged modus operandi, not only drugged and sexually assaulted her, but filmed the encounter without her knowledge. Chillingly, it doesn't end there. After their 1991 encounter, Dickerson Neal accused Combs of distributing the supposed tape after becoming aware that others had seen it.
The accuser's 32-year-old story is made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her. This is purely a money grab.
Combs's legal team asked for portions of Dickerson Neal's lawsuit to be thrown out of court. This was on the basis that, per the Los Angeles Times, quote, the relevant New York laws regarding revenge porn and human trafficking did not go into effect until decades after the alleged incident, 2019 and 2007, respectively.
Combs's most recent statement is more about himself than the many people he has hurt, adding he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false.
Combs is said to have hosted illicit parties.
It's tricky, I'm picky, baby, but I just spotted you doing your thing. G-string, shoestring, point of view. Hey, lend me your body, you got me in a zone.
And that's putting it delicately. According to the Miami Herald, quote, the parties often took place in some of Miami's most luxurious hotels, including the Mandarin Oriental, the One Hotel, and the Fontainebleau. However, what happened there was anything but classy. They largely consisted of forced sexual encounters, according to several of the numerous lawsuits filed against Combs in 2023 and 2024. These parties are said to have been brutal and physically excruciating to those lured in, and were often filmed by Combs himself, who is reported to have referred to them as, quote, freak-offs.
Women lace them G4 jet, come on. Twist them crooked, cell phone numbers private. Flip them, change them, prissy, I'm bougie the hood.
Combs's alleged male victim.
Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer on the Love album.
As if the accusations from Combs's other alleged victim...
I mean, it's awful, isn't it, the more it unravels? I mean, what a complete... an utter knob, isn't it, really? I mean, whether this is proven guilty or not, just his behaviour and who he thinks he is just pathetic. It's pathetic, isn't it?
I mean, he did come from the street. I mean, his dad was, you know, sort of from that era as well. I think the American Gangster was sort of based on...
yeah, but do it with dignity.
Yeah, but...
Do you know what I mean?
You know...
Instead of being a complete...
You can rule with an iron fist, I think is what it is. But, you know, there are guys out there, you know, I think 50 Cent, he's been sort of, you know, putting stuff out there for a while and running him down. Eminem, I think, is another one. Kanye West, all these guys have sort of been trying to say this guy ain't right, you know, these freak-off parties and that there, you know. Yeah, there's some disturbing stuff out there and you know, I'd say as more of it comes out, it's all coming to light now, and these guys are sort of saying, look, we were trying to tell you guys that he ain't right.
Yes, this is very true.
Weren't troubling enough. Music producer Rodney Little Rod Jones Jr. filed suit against the disgraced performer at the end of February 2024 in the state of New York. Jones's explosive lawsuit claims that Combs drugged, groomed, and abused him after having been hired to work on the latter's 2023 project, The Love Album, Off the Grid.
Lil Rod claims that Diddy forced him to work in the bathroom as Diddy showered, and that Diddy engaged in constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping.
In a now disturbingly familiar pattern of events, Jones alleged that he was made to engage in intimate encounters with sex workers, in addition to not being properly compensated for his work on the Love album. Jones is looking for a $30 million payout from Combs and his team.
The federal authorities will look into the evidence that they've collected, and then they'll go in front of a grand jury and try to get an arrest warrant for Diddy if there's enough.
Cassie's law.
But how that? I mean, that's not right either. That's not right. I mean, how can you be as a producer to say, I wasn't getting paid, you wasn't going to pay me, so he made me have sexual encounters with other people? You don't. You just walk away and you say that ain't right.
Don't. Yeah, but that's the problem, isn't it? You know, because once you're captured on camera, then if you don't do what I tell you to do now, your job as a producer goes straight out the window, because I'll just release the material. You know, he's just
I understand that. I understand there's a complete blackmail thing going on, and people are having to do things they don't want to do. But at the same time, there is I find that a little bit, you know what I mean? As a human, I'm not sure I could do it as a human.
Yeah, but then you don't know what that feels like if they've got that kind of hold over your life, that anything that you now decide
they can be on the gutter.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Oh, mate.
Lawsuit claims that Combs paid $50,000 to retrieve that hotel footage.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Yeah.
I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted.
By now, those familiar with the Combs case are likely to have seen or at least heard of the harrowing security camera footage of Combs attacking Cassie. Even more disturbing, perhaps, are Combs's alleged efforts to silence Cassie and scrub the existence of that footage and its contents.
This is so damning.
He thinks he can just pay his way out of it.
Horrific. It shows such, reprehensible and violent conduct.
While we won't show you all of that video due to the potentially triggering incident it depicts, Cassie's lawsuit against Combs claims that the latter paid $50,000 to unknown parties at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles to suppress it. The hotel has since asserted that it's under new management and that they, quote, do not have access to prior incident records or footage.
Oh, right.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
You're not sorry.
But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
No.
I'm not asking for forgiveness.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified. Combs allegedly broke.
And then, like I said, they paid $50K to have that silence, to silence the security guards in there and try and sort of lose the footage. But this was sort of the first thing that came to light and sort of prompted all the rest of the things going on. But I believe sort of the District of New York have been looking into this for a long time before they went in and arrested him anyway on everything else, sex trafficking, drugs, lots and lots of things, mate, prostitution, everything going on there.
And people have got this amount of money. Like I said there, they just think that they can, it doesn't matter, I'll just pay them off. I'll just do this, I'll just, doesn't matter, I've done things wrong.
Sorry,
I just
paid it off.
Paid it off. Off to the next one. You know what I mean? And these people need to be hammered in life. You can't just pay people off. How can you, with people's feelings and as a human?
Look at the Epstein thing in that, and how long that was going on, and the people involved in that, and all of a sudden it was just. It seems like, whatever. They got money, they can do that sort of thing.
You're allowed to do that.
Island. Yeah, and it's not right, is it?
No.
Broke into Cassie's house and assaulted her.
In an Instagram post, Cassie writes, "Domestic violence is the issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I am better today, but I will always be recovering from the past."
In a saga with no shortage of disturbing details, one may be the most damning of all against Combs. That would be Ventura's claim, explained in her initial lawsuit, that in 2018, Combs and Ventura had dinner together, after which Combs refused to let her into her apartment by herself. At this point, the rapper-producer entered uninvited and reportedly sexually assaulted Cassie. Following this encounter, Cassie severed ties with not only Combs' Bad Boy record label, but with Combs himself as well. Combs, meanwhile, has categorically denied all of the allegations set forth against him.
We should say the name of Cassie, the survivor of the domestic violence.
Yes.
Let's talk more about her.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the issue, Priya. Let's talk about the actual issue and not the individual.
If you or someone you know is struggling with trauma or other mental health issues, please call the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-4673.
Very, you think somebody with that sort of amount of fame, power, influence, money, why do you need to sort of go down that route? But again, like I say, if you got everybody standing around you just going, yeah, you can do that, it's all right, Diddy, you crack on, we'll cover it up for you, or we'll clean up the mess.
Not right, mate.
You lose grip of reality, don't you?
Lose grip of reality, and you're just on this chain of people that you think that you can keep quiet and that it's okay to do that to, and they won't say anything. But eventually, and he takes one of them, a brave soul, to come out, and then that inspires everybody else to say, do you know what? I've had this experience with him, and ting ting ting, everybody, and
that's
I'm
what's
sure
happening now, you know, and people running to the hills to distance themselves from him as well. You know, that's a big one. Well, we'll watch this space, see what transpires. But we thought, you know, this big news out there, we can't really duck it, so we thought we'd have a look and see what's going on and share it with you guys.
Yeah, there you go. Well, comment away. However you wish to comment, let us know in the comments. We'll be back tomorrow for another reaction.
Indeed.
Until then, bye from me.
Oh, bye from him. Later, we'll be back.
Bye.